Hi, so today we're going to finish our Chapter 10 review on measurement. We have 3 pages that we are going to do, and hopefully you will fully understand measurement when we are done with this. So I'm going to take a picture and then we will do the problem. So had I been predicting that we would not go back to school, I would have sent home your books with you so you could have done this with me. But I couldn't predict that this would be as crazy as it was going to be. So if you want to, it would be really smart of you to pause this and try the problems on your own. You don't have to have them perfect, but it'd be a good opportunity for you to practice. Okay, so here we go. Beth filled 32 jars. I don't know if you can see that in a minute. 32 jars with paint. Actually, I'm going to see if I can make this question bigger. There we go. Hold on one second. Okay. So, she had 32 jars of paint. If each jar holds 1 pint, how many gallons of paint did she use? So, first off, I want to figure out, she has 32 jars, they're each a pint. So she's going to have 32 pints. So I need to know 32 pints is how many gallons. So if I do that, I need to figure out which is bigger, a gallon or a pint. And I should know that a gallon is bigger because if I think of Gallon Kingdom, so I'm going to go to the next page, maybe. So 32 pints is how many gallons? And I have to think of Gallon Kingdom. In the Kingdom of Gallon, there are 4 queens. Each queen has a prince and a princess. So I can see in 1 gallon, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints. So I'm going to go back to this. So I'm doing fly to horse, divide of course, and I know there's 8 pints in 1 gallon. So I'm dividing. So this answer will be 4. So there's going to be 4 gallons of paint she used. Let's see if I can get number 2 up, or 11, excuse me. Griffin's driveway is 36 feet long. Choose the words and number to complete the sentence. To convert 36 feet to yards, you need to blank 36 by blank. So let's think about this. I'm going 36 feet. I need to actually do it to figure the words out. To yards. So I'm going fly to horse, divide of course. So that one's going to be divide. And how many feet are in a yard? It's 3, so I'm dividing by 3. So you should have had divide and 3. I'm going to clear that ink, and then I'm going to make it so you can see number 12. So take a second, read number 12 by yourself. See, even if you can't solve it, see if you can set up the problem. Okay, so Carlos bought 5 pounds of carrots. How many ounces of carrots did he buy? So 5 lb is how many ounces? Now I have to think, which is bigger? I know a pound is bigger, so I'm going horse to fly, multiply. And I'm thinking of ounces like baby ounces. I think of like when they talk about how many ounces the baby weighs, pounds and ounces. I'm multiplying by 16. So 16 times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So your answer is 80 ounces. Next question. Chandler, can you hear those dogs outside? So Chandler has 824 millimeters of fabric. How many centimeters does he have? Remember to use, you're going to use all these symbols. So I have to think. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So I'm going from millimeters to centimeters. So I'm moving this way. And I'm technically going fly to horse. So I'm dividing, of course. So I have to have 824 divided by, and there's 1 jump, and 1 jump is 10. So divided by 10. 824 divided by 10. And when I do that, I know I'm taking that decimal and moving it one place, so I'm going to get 82 4/10. And then the last question on this page, number 14. Oh, so that was where you would have wrote that 82.4. Glenn needs to cut pieces of ribbon that are 1 meter long to make ribbon keychains. He has 3 pieces of ribbon that are 1 decameter long. How many 1 meters can he make? It's not letting me underline that for some reason. Okay, so lots of pieces here. So he has 3 pieces of fabric, and they're each a decameter long. So 3 times a decameter, he has 3 decameters of fabric, and he's cutting into meters. So how many meters would that be? So what I'm going to do is I need to think of King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. This by, if you remember, is grams, liters, and meters. So I'm dealing with meters, but I'm dealing with decameters. Deci is over here, so deca is over here. And I'm going from deca to meter. So that would be horse to fly, multiply, and I'm multiplying by 1 jump, which would be 10. So I have 3 decameters is how many meters? Well, I know that I am going horse to fly, multiply, and I'm multiplying by 10, so that would be 30 meters. If they're each a meter long, I could make 30 of them. 30 pieces. Okay, I'm going to take another picture for the next page, and we will keep going. Okay, number 15 says a large pot of holds, and that got cut off, so that should be an 8. 8 quarts of spaghetti sauce. Lisa has 1 pint containers of spaghetti sauce. Complete the table to find out the number of 1 pints of spaghetti sauce she will need to fill the pot. So let's think about this. If you think about Gallon Kingdom, there's 4 queens in Gallon Kingdom. Each queen has a prince and a princess. So I have to look at this table. 2 quarts, well, how many pints would that be? So 2 Q's is how many P's? Well, that would be 4. If I had 4 quarts, so looking at all of this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you should notice right away that I am multiplying by 2 each time. So 6 times 2 is 12, 8 times 2 is 16. So Lisa will need, so if she has 8 quarts, she's going to need 16 1-pint containers to fill it. This next question. Emily bought 48 yards of fabric. How many inches of fabric did she buy? So 48 yards is how many inches? So I have to think which is bigger. Horse to fly, multiply. And I know there's 12 inches in a foot and there's 3 feet in a yard, so that's 3 times 12 is 36. So I'm multiplying by 36. So I'm going to do that on the next page just because that's going to be a big problem. 48 times 36. I know 8 times 6 is 48, carry the 4. 6 times 4 is 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Then I have, cross that out, and then I'm going to put my 0. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 4 is 12, 13, 14. I have 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 2 plus 1 plus 4 is 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I bring down the 1. So your answer is 1,728. Remember, if I'm going fast, you can, on YouTube, you can change the speed to slow me down, or you can pause it and go back. So if I'm working at a faster pace, but you can always work on your own to figure this out, how to make it work for you. If you need to slow me down, pause me, try on your own, whatever works for you. Kelly is having a party. She wants to make punch. The recipe uses 3 pints of apple juice, 5 cups of orange juice, and a 1/4 gallon lemonade, and a 1 quart of apricot nectar. Kelly says her recipe will make 20 cups of punch. Is she correct? So basically, I need to convert all of those to cups. So, also going back to this, there is no point in just copying my answers. You're not going to learn anything from that. So if you need to watch these videos 2 or 3 times, you have all the time in the world right now. You can do that. So let's go back. She has 3 pints, so I'm going to have to change pints to cups. She has 5 cups, so that one I'm not really going to have to change. 1/4 gallon. And 1 quart. So thinking about Gallon Kingdom, in the Kingdom of Gallon, there are 4 queens. Each queen has a prince and a princess. Each princess has 2 cats. Okay, so let's figure this out. So the first one, 3 pints is how many cups? Well, if I look at my pints, 1 pint, 2 pints, 3 pints, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 cups. I don't need to change that 5 cups. 1/4 of a gallon. So think of this, is how many, if I were to cut that into a fourth, that's going to be a quart. A quart has 1, 2, 3, 4 cups. So I'm going to go horse to fly, multiply. A fourth times 4 would really give me, that did not work. Let me think about this. If I didn't do the math, if I just, sorry, Miss McCoy got myself confused. Okay, so if I were just using this picture, I could see that there are 4 cups in 1/4 of a gallon. So my answer is going to be 4. Or I could have known that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Or I could have done 1/4 times 16, which if I do that, multiply straight across, 16 over 4 is still going to give me 4. So either way, I'm going to get 4. And then 1 quart is how many cups? Which we just kind of did that one. 1 quart is 4 cups. So I'm going to go horse to fly, multiply, and I'm going to multiply by 4 and get 4. So what I'm adding would be 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4. 6 plus 5 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So the recipe will make 19 cups. So is she correct? She's not correct. And if you were to take this as a test, you would have had to explain every step. You would have had to say, I changed 3 pints into cups. 5 cups I didn't need to exchange. 1/4 gallons I had to change into cups. And 1 quart I had to change into cups. And then I added all that. I'm going to read you what the book says was a good answer. No, the recipe will make 19 cups of punch. Possible explanation. I converted all the measurements to cups, which we did. 3 pints of pineapple juice is 6 cups. So you would just literally have to said that. You wouldn't have had to explain every step. You could have just said, I know 3 pints is 6 cups. 1/4 of a gallon of lemonade equals 4 cups. 1 quart of apricot nectar is 4 cups. Then I found the total number of cups, including the 5 cups of orange juice, and I got 19 cups. That's what you would have said. So this says, Kelly decides to pour her lemonade into 1 quart containers to fit into her refrigerator until the party starts. She has 4 1-quart containers. I cut off the page. Will all of her punch fit into these containers? So she has 19, what am I doing here? She has 19 cups. And she wants to know if it fits into 4 1-quart containers, which would be 4 quarts. So I need to figure out 19 cups is how many quarts. I could have totally used this picture. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I know 16 cups is 4 gallons. Or sorry, 4 quarts. So let's just think about that. If I have 19 cups, 3 of those cups are not going to fit. No, possible explanation. 1 quart container will hold 4 cups of punch. 4 1-quart containers will hold 16 cups of punch. Kelly has 19 cups of punch. Since 19 is bigger than 16, all the punch will not fit. So she would need another quart container. And then this one just would not be full. Okay. When you're at home right now and you're cooking, or your parents are cooking, or you're looking at different things in your refrigerator, you can pay attention to these quarts and these ounces and different things. You have the stuff at home that you can learn this. We have one more page for today. Sam is practicing long track speed skating at an ice skating rink. The distance around the rink is 250 yards. He has skated around the rink 6 times so far. How many more yards does he need to skate around it to complete 3 miles? So there's a lot of things happening right here. So let's first figure out, there's a track. The whole thing around the track is 250 yards. And he's done that 6 times. So let's do 250 times 6. There's a few ways you can do it. Think about this as a quarter. Don't forget about that 0. So if I have 6 quarters, you should know, without even like using your brain, you should just like basically know 4 quarters is $1 or 100. And then I'm going to add 25 plus 25 is 50. So I'm going to have 150, and then I'm going to add that 0. So he has went 1,500 yards. The question is, how many more miles does he need to make, or how many more times does he need to go to make 3 miles? So I have to change 1,500 yards to miles. This is one of those ones you might not have memorized. A lot of people don't have yards to miles memorized, so I'm just going to review that for you. 1 mile is 1,760 yards. Okay, so let's do what we know. He's went 1,500 yards. He needs to go 1,760 yards to make a mile. But it says it wants to know to complete 3 miles. So there's lots of things to hear. So let's do that. 1,760 times 3 to get 3 miles. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 1 is 22. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. So, lots of things going on here. He would need to skate around 5,280 yards to make 3 miles. He's already went 1,700 and... No, he didn't. Sorry. He already went 1,500. So now I'm just going to subtract that. And you should get 3,780. That was a lot of things. I want to kind of review what we had to do. So we had to figure out first that the whole thing was 250 yards. He did that 6 times, which is how we got that 1,500. Then we had to think, that wasn't even a mile. I know a mile is 1,760 yards, so then I multiplied that by 3, and I got 5,280 yards. That's how many yards he would need to do 3 miles, and he has already done 1,500. So that was a lot of steps. Okay, let's do the next question. Maria spent 15 days traveling to South America. How many hours did she spend? You should know, one of those things you should just know without thinking, that there are 24 hours in a day. She went for 15 days. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 2 would be 12. Cross that out. Put a 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. Add that up, and you should get 360 hours. Okay, the next question. A concrete truck loaded with concrete weighs 30 tons. About how many pounds does that truck weigh? So I just need to know that there's 2,000 pounds in a ton. The truck weighed 30 tons. I need to know that 2 times 3 is 6, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So that would be 60,000 pounds. A plumber has a piece of pipe. Oh, you can't see the question. Sorry. Sorry, guys. A plumber has a piece of pipe that is 2 meters long. He needs to cut it into sections that are 10 centimeters long. How many sections will he be able to cut? Explain how you found your answer. So let's kind of do a picture for this. So he has a piece of some pipe that is 2 meters long. So 1 meter, 2 meters. And it says he's cutting it into sections that are 10 centimeters. So first off, I needed to figure out 2 meters is how many centimeters. And I need to think, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. I know that by is I know that by is meters, grams, and liters. So I'm going from meters to centimeters. 1 jump, 2 jumps. I'm going horse to fly, multiplying. I know every jump is worth 10, so 10 times 10 is 100. So 2 times 100 is 200. So that's 200 centimeters. So he has 200 centimeters. And each section is 10 centimeters. So I'm dividing by 10. So 200 divided by 10. Get rid of the 0. So that would be 20. Your answer would be 20 sections. And your explanation is 200 divided by 10 is 20. 2 meters equals 2 times 100, which would be 200. Lastly, we're going to do these true or false. A lot of you struggle with these because you don't want to do all the work, but you have to do the work for all of them. 2,000 pounds is greater than 1 ton. That's a dumb question because you should know 2,000 pounds is 1 ton, so that would be false. 56 ounces is less than 4 pounds. So let's figure out how many ounces are in 4 pounds. If I have 4 pounds, how many ounces is that? I should know that there's 16 ounces in a pound, and I'm going horse to fly, multiply. So 16 times 4, 4 times 6 is 24, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 would be 6, so that would be 64 ounces. So that is correct. That is true. It is less. 48 ounces equals 3 pounds. Let's try that one. So I'm going to do how many? Let's just do 3 pounds is how many ounces? Same thing, horse to fly, multiplying by 16. 16 times 3, 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, so 48 ounces. Let's check. Where did I lose the page? Oh, there it is. So 48 ounces equals 48 ounces. That's true. Last one. 40 ounces is smaller than 2 pounds and 4 ounces. So let's think about this. 2 pounds and 4 ounces. 2 pounds plus 4 ounces. Well, I should know that there's 16 ounces in a pound. So 16 plus 16 is 32. Plus 4 would give me 36. So 40 ounces is bigger than 36. That's also true. Did I mess up? The book says that's false. Oh, sorry. I mean, that would be false. That's saying 40 is less than 36. That would not be true. I kind of messed up what it was asking. Okay, so that is it for today. Tomorrow we're going to start new math. So if you need to review any of that measurement, we are done. Just please be making sure you understood that King Henry died unexpectedly by drinking chocolate milk is really going to be helpful. Also really helpful is that Gallon Kingdom. Make sure you have that memorized. So have a good day.